So we've got a little more understanding of working with the list type or the list collection. Now we've seen building a list, and we took a look at utilizing one of its methods, the append method. So we can take an existing list, and then programmatically we could add additional elements to that list. This is what makes one of the reasons that makes the list object very powerful, that we can add elements to it as we're working in it. Now append was just one of the methods. Before we put this away, before we move on to the next collection, I want to introduce you to just a couple more of the methods that are built into the list type. So take a look. I've got my command prompt. I'm back into Python mode, and I'm going to create a new list here, and I'm just going to stick with my name there, my list. And I'm going to use the square bracket approach, and I'm going to put some names in here. We'll say we got Patrick, we got Joe, we got Martin, and we got Logan. Put my quotes around that. All right, and I'll close my bracket. Looks good. Let's just output this, my lists. All right, there they are. All right, so we saw one method earlier. We saw the append method. I want to add an additional element to the end of this list. Use the append method. Well, I want to show you just a few more here. Very common ones, very powerful ones. The first one that I want to show you, it's not explicit to the list method. Okay? Many objects inside of Python utilize this method, but it's a useful one here within a collection of data or a list. It's called len. So if I bring in the len method, I can say len, I'm going to open up parentheses, and I'm going to put in my lists. All right, len, open parentheses, the name of your list, close the parentheses. I'm going to hit my enter key. I got back the length of that list. Len, my list, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 elements within that list. Now, of course, Patrick being in the 0 position, but we've still got 4 elements within that list. Now, this is a very useful one. Later on, we're going to talk about looping. I want to be able to create a loop within my code, and maybe I want to be able to loop through all the values of a list. Well, in order for me to do that, one approach would first, I need to know how many elements are in that list. There it is right there. Using the len function or the len method, I can find out how many are within that list. All right, so there's one. And remember, that's not explicit. That's not only for the list type. You'll see that used other places. We could use that instead of our string type that we talked about earlier. Now, here's another one. Let's see, we got our list there. I want to be able to reverse the order of that list. Right now, it goes Patrick, Joe, Martin, Logan. And I want to reverse it. I want to get Logan first, then Martin, then Joe, then Patrick. This is an easy one. I'll say my list dot reverse. Did I spell that right? Yep, R-E-V-E-R-S-E. All right, I'm going to hit my enter key. All right, now nothing happened. It didn't display anything to me at least, but that method went into our list and it reversed the order. So now if I were to print out my list, there it is, reverse order. Logan, Martin, Joe, Patrick. All right, one more. There's a few others in here, but these are just some of the more common ones that we're going to interface with. There's one called clear. So I can say my lists dot clear. What do you think this one's going to do? I'm going to hit my enter key. All right, let's go ahead and print out my lists. Oh, it's been cleared. Nothing in it. So once again, you're writing your program at the beginning, early stages of your development of your program. You've created a list, stored some values in there. You decide at some point, maybe it's based on some condition, you could clear out the lists and then repopulate it. Remember, this is one of the powerful aspects of the list object. It's changeable. We can clear it out programmatically. We can add elements programmatically. Not all collections can do this. All right, so there's a few more methods for you. Try them out, get a feel for them. In the next lecture, I'm going to give you a list of all of the various methods that come along with the list type. But try these out first. and then move into the next one. And then we'll get into some other collection types.